Hello, let me go over a solution for homework 4. Uh, Homework 4, we try to cover the confidence interval. So the first problem, we have tumor size for two different type of breast cancer, and that's the information you have from sample. Again, X bar and S correspond to sample. If you have mu and sigma, that correspond to your population. And we have tumor type 1 and 2. We have 20 patients for tumor type 1 and 15 tumor type 2. I ask you, what is 95% confidence interval for type 1 tumor? So, and basically what you need to do, that's the way you calculate that type 1 confidence interval. Our alpha is 0.05, so 1 minus alpha is 0.95, and then 1 minus alpha over 2, you get 0.975. So Tn minus 1, which is 20 minus 1, 0.975. If you go to T table for 0.975, you can see here with 19-degree freedom, 2.093 is the value we are looking. So for confidence, remember for confidence interval, you have your estimate, which is here 3.5 is our estimate, the mean for type 1 tumor, plus minus reliability coefficient, which we find at 2.093. Then you have S over a square N. Our S here is 1.8 over a square N, which is 20. So basically you calculate that and simplify, you get 2.66 and 4.34 for type 1. And so that's the correct answer. Again, the B part is 95% confidence interval for type 2 tumor. Again, it's the same sort of process you do. You find reliability coefficient, which if you find it is 2.1448, and then you have your estimator. 2.7 is the mean for type 2, and the S is 1.5. You put it in the formula and you get 1.87 and 3.53 for type 2, which is the correct answer. Now, is the following interpretation for part A, B are true or false? The result indicate that we have 95% confidence that true mean, here it's important, the true mean of tumor size for type 1 and type 2 are these. And that is true, because a true mean, and that is the explanation of a confidence interval. Now, the D part, I ask you, what is 99% confidence interval for difference between population mean? Again, first we have to calculate, because we are looking at difference, the pool variance. The pool variance formula is basically as a power square P, the variance for sample 1 times the degree freedom plus sample 2, and divided by N11 plus N2. So you basically replace that. Remember, that was S was 1.8, so you have to square those values. So we get 2.82 for pool variance. Then basically we use the formula again, 3.5 minus 2.7, and our reliability coefficient is the degree freedom N1 plus N2 minus 2, and we want a 99%, alpha is 0.01, then become 1 minus 0.01 would be 0.005, which is 0.995, and you find that value from T table. Again, with the, remember the degree freedom we had here was 33, so we go to find 33. Since we don't have, some table doesn't have 33, some do have, and so we want a 995, which is this column, and since we don't, you can either use 2.75 and close to the 30. And so here I use 2.72 from some other some of the other table we had. So, and then you calculate the standard error, which is it's a variance pool divided by sample 1, variance pool divided by sample 2. So, and this is you simplify, you get negative 0.76 and 2.36. So in your confidence interval, 0 is in your confidence interval. Remember that. So, and when you have 0 means there is no difference between those two groups sometimes. And here you can say the result indicate 99% confidence that true difference of mean for type 1 and type 2 breast cancer is negative 0.76 to 2.36. Second question I asked, we have a survey factor for heart disease among men and women asked if they were a smoke. Of the 430 men, 116 said yes, and out of 380 women, 73 said yes. What is the proportion for a smoker for men? That's very easy. So we have 430, 116 say yes, 116 divided by 430 is 0.269. 0.27 is correct answer. What is the proportion for a smoker for women? Again, 73 divided by 380, 0.1921 for women. Now we wanted to calculate what is 95% confidence interval for a smoker for men. Again, you're using the proportion, one sample proportion formula is 1 minus alpha. Alpha is 0.05, so 0.975, and 0.268 plus minus 0.975, and then P1 minus P over N, and the reliability coefficient from Z table is 1.96. If you simplify, you get 0.226 and 0.3136, which is the correct answer. And this next part is for women, the same way you calculate. Basically, the only thing is different here is the variance. The reliability coefficient is stay the same, 0.1921, and then you calculate that, you get 0.153 and 0.231. Now, is the following interpretation for part C and D are true? Again, we have 95% confident that the true proportion, again, here is the true proportion is between this value and for women between those value, and this is correct. What is 90% confidence interval with difference between the proportion population for a smoker? Now we wanted to look at the confidence interval with this between these two groups. So basically, we have to use the difference between two groups, and and here it's 90%. So first, reliability coefficient you find from Z table 1.645. The difference between men and women is 0.2698 minus 0.921. And you basically use that formula and you get 0.0282 and 0.1272. Question 3, we have a depression score for two group A and B, and the mean and standard deviation for group A was 17 and 5.26 and 11.21 and 5.29. I ask you to calculate 90% confidence interval difference between means for depression for two groups. So, and again, we're using the formula for difference between two groups. So you have to first find the pool variance, like the previous problem. When you do that, you get 27.82, and basically you're replacing that formula and you calculate the difference between two means are 2.45 and 9.3, and that's the interpretation we have for that. And using part A, can we conclude that on the base the group A score higher on CST depression than group B? So we wanted to know if group A is higher than group B because 0 is not in your confidence and the confidence direction is positive. Therefore, we can say yes, depression for group A is higher than group B. Now, for problem question 4, I ask you to look at the manuscript and answer this question. What are the mean and confidence interval for labor pain? So if you look at table 1 for this manuscript, so for labor pain, the mean is 28.78. The confidence interval is 2.4518. So that's the correct answer. What are the mean and confidence interval for overall global satisfaction? Again, you're looking at overall global satisfaction 12.63 and 7.35, 17.91, the correct answer. And see what is confidence interval total child by education. So now you have confidence interval by the education group. So here again, looking at the confidence interval from table 2, you would see by education, you find education, so you have these two confidence interval and these two mean. So that's the correct answer we have here. And is the following interpretation again is correct? We have 90%, 95% confident that the true mean of labor pain are between these value. Also 95% the true global are between these value. Again, the point here is you have to mention the true mean or the true proportion, and that is true. The answer for that question is true. So I hope this explanation feedback help you to understand. If you miss something, it clarify for you. If still you have a question, you can contact me.